Why hello there. Welcome to Crochet with Maid. In today's episode, we will be making a cardigan. So I used 2 skeins of Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo in Gray Heather. And I guess this is just going to be a reoccurring theme here because it wasn't enough. To complete this sweater in an oversized small, I'd say you need 3 skeins of this yarn, but if you're not using this yarn, I'd say 1,500 yards or more would be good. The skills we need today are chain, single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet in the back loops only, and go check out my beginner tutorials if you need a slower demonstration than what I show in this video today. For tools, I used a 3.5mm hook just because I love it. Honestly, if you use a 5mm hook, this will work up a lot faster and I think it will look just as nice. And I do provide all the measurements in inches, so don't worry about your gouge being different. Next, for yarn, I'm using weight 4. I already told you guys what yarn I'm using. You can use any weight 4 you would like. And then lastly, a darning needle, which is optional because I weave in and stitch everything together with my crochet hook using single crochet or a slip stitch. Okay, and now the design breakdown, starting off with the back panel. We have a half double crochet in the back loop rib stitch at the bottom at 2 inches high, and then we have 19 inches of double crochet, and then the width of the back panel is 23 inches. And I talked about this before in my other cardigan video, but you want to make sure that you leave some type of neck allowance. Here we have 2 inches for the width and 1.5 inches for the height, creating shoulders that are 10.5 inches wide. For the 2 front panels, we have 10.5 inches in width and 19 inches in height for the double crochet section and 2 inches in height for the half double crochet rib stitch, just like we had in the back panel. And finally, for the sleeves, we have 9.5 inches in width, 14 inches in height for the double crochet section, and 2 inches again for the half double crochet in the back loops only ribbing section. And now let's talk about assembly. So you're going to take your back panel and your 2 front panels and stitch them together alongside the top where the shoulders are, and stitch them up from the bottom up until under the armpit. From the top of your shoulder to the bottom of your armhole, you want to leave 9.5 inches of space, because as we saw before, that's the width of the sleeves we made and we need to attach them in this exact section. So after you do that, your cardigan's completed, and now you can be warm and cozy all winter long. Now that you know what we're going to be doing, let me give you a little bit of a backstory and show you how to do these stitches. Okay, so I started making this cardigan actually 3 days ago, so I'm not sure how long it took me in total. I did try to make like a time lapse and have the time in the background to show you guys how long it actually did take me. But at the time of starting to record this video, I already had 1 front panel done, and I just thought, hey, like, why not record this? I will basically be showing you my thought process, showing you a little bit of behind the scenes of what I went through. I'll also be teaching you how to do some of the stitches and just giving you everything you need to get fresh like me, okay? I will be redesigning it and making like an official tutorial, but I do have some ends to weave in. Don't mind that. I know that crocheters always want to pretend like they weaved in their ends. I know your ends aren't weaved in, but I know you're excited to share it. It's okay, it's okay. It's not a big deal, but let's get right into it. So at this point, I'm working on the half double crochet rib stitch in the back loops only. You're going to start with the slip knot and then chain 12. After you completed your chain of 12, you're going to go in and insert a half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So half double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. So we're just going to do that again one more time. It's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. And that's half double crochet. So you just want to work that up until you make it to the end of your chain, and you should have 10 half double crochets in total. And then I'll show you how to go into the back loops. Okay, so once you're at the end of the row, you want to chain up 2 and turn your work. And now I'm going to give you a close-up to show you what I mean by crocheting in the back loop. So yarn over and then look at the top of the stitch. You can see a V. And the two lines that make it up are referred to the front and back loops. So you want to go ahead and insert your hook under only the loop in the back, like I have here. And then you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So nothing about the half double crochet itself changes, just where you insert it. So I'm going to show it one more time. Insert your hook in the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's it. So you just want to work up half double crochet in the back loops only, all the way down to the end of your row, and you should have 10. Once you get to the end of your row, you want to chain 2, turn your work, and then keep on working in the back loops only. This will give you the rib stitch effect that sits at the bottom of the 2 front panels and the back panels. Once you get to the desired length, you chain 1 and then start to insert single crochets alongside the top of your rib stitch. Just for reference, I have twice as many single crochets as half double crochet rows. What I mean by that is if you have 20 rows of half double crochet, you should have about 40 single crochets inserted at the top of your rib stitch. And when you get to the end of your rib stitch, you're going to chain 3, and this is where we start the double crochets. So you chain 3, turn your work, and insert a double crochet into every single crochet that you made on top of the half double crochet stitch. And just for a quick review, double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you want to just insert double crochets in every stitch, and when you get to the end of the row, chain 3, turn your work, and continue inserting double crochets until you reach the height that you desire. And now I'll explain how many stitches and rows I did panel by panel. So for the front panels, I started off with the rib stitch, and that was done by doing a chain 12, and then you half double crochet in the back loops only in each stitch. And repeat that to make a total of 20 rows, and then you're going to chain 1 and insert 40 single crochets alongside the top of the half double crochets in the back loops. Then you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, and insert 1 double crochet in every single crochet underneath it. Once you get to the end of the row with 40 stitches, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and continue inserting double crochets until you reach your desired length of rows, and in this case it will be 37 rows of double crochet. So then you're just going to chain 1, cut and fasten off, and then you're going to repeat all those steps one more time because you need 2 front panels. And for the back panels, very similar to the front panels, you chain 12, half double crochet in the back loops only for each stitch. You repeat this for 52 rows. At the end of the 52 rows, you chain 1, turn your work, single crochet across the top until the end of that row. You should have about 106 single crochets in total. Then you want to chain 3, turn your work, double crochet in each stitch. Then you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and double crochet until you have 35 double crochet rows in total. Then we need to create this little elevated sleeve part that you see here. To do that, you chain up 3, make 40 double crochets, chain up 3, turn your work, do 40 more double crochets, chain up 1, cut, and fasten off your work. Then you'll need to reattach your yarn to the end of your back panel and repeat the last 2 rows that you did, which was just 2 regular rows of 40 double crochets. Chain 1, cut, and fasten off your work. And now for the sleeves, you just want to repeat rows 1 through 20 from the front panels. And then you're going to fold your work in half and stitch it together with a single crochet. Make sure you line them up evenly and insert your hook underneath both sides, and then just single crochet your way all the way up until you reach the top of the row. Once you get to the top, you need to chain 1, and by this time you'll have a cuff. Make sure that your wrist can go through it, but from here you just want to insert 40 single crochet around the top of your cuff. And then when you get back to the beginning of the round, connect with the slip stitch. Then you're going to chain up 3 and double crochet in each stitch and connect with a slip stitch at the top of the chain 3 to complete the round. You're going to repeat that for 2 rows. And once you repeated that for 2 rows, then you're going to chain 3, and this is going to be an increase row. So we're going to increase in every 5th stitch. So to do that, you're going to insert 4 double crochet, and then in the 5th one you increase, and then you do 4 double crochet again, and then in the 5th stitch you increase, and keep on doing that until you get to the very last stitch and attach with the slip knot at the top of the chain 3. At the end of the increase row, you should have 48 stitches. The next row is a regular row, so no increase, just double crochet in each stitch. The row after that is another increase row, increasing in every 5th stitch, and that will leave you with 57 stitches. Following row does not increase, so you will also be ending this one with 57 stitches. But the next row is an increase row, and you will be ending this one with 68 stitches. And this will be our last increase row, but we increase in every 10th stitch. So you chain 3, do 9 double crochets, and put an increase in the 10th stitch, and repeat that around and connect with the slip stitch, ending off with 74 stitches in total. And then you repeat row 2, which is no increasing, just inserting a double crochet in every stitch from row 11 to row 31. Then you're going to chain 1, cut, fasten your work, and repeat, because obviously you need 2 sleeves. I know that probably went by fast, so I just want to jump on and give a quick disclaimer, reiterating that this isn't literally a tutorial. I'm just showing you guys what I did while designing, but always remember that you can pause or slow down the playback speed on YouTube if you're ever confused or need something to be repeated again. And lastly, just some of the clips where I'm showing you how to do some of the stitches. Those aren't actual clips of me creating the sweater, so if they don't look exactly how yours look, that is absolutely fine. They shouldn't, because I was just re-recording them to give you a little visual on how to do the stitches. Okay, so you'll notice that in the background I had a timer / a clock going, and that's because I was trying to use a time management system where I did 25 minutes of undistracted work with a 5-minute break. It didn't work out the greatest because just sometimes my break would go a little bit longer, or I had to do something else, or someone called me, and it just didn't work out the best when I could get it on camera. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to give you guys like a solid count of the exact time it took me to do this. But what I did notice is using the timer and working for 25 minutes straight was really effective. So you'll see I have some footage here where I'm basically just commenting on like how much I got done and how long it took me, and honestly I highly suggest it. I may bump it down because 25 minutes is pretty aggressive, but it was really cool trying that out, and I do think that helped me get the sweater done a lot faster. And I'll just always stress this: make sure you take your breaks. I'd drink water, I'd stretch my hands, I'd get something to eat. Don't miss out on your breaks, because that will just make you burn out more and make you work slower in the long run. So this is about 8 p.m. on day 1, and I am so tired at this point. Honestly, I woke up really early. I filmed making a bucket hat before this, and I'm just done with it at this point. I do not intend on finishing it. And if I finish it, honestly, girl, you need help. Hey guys. Okay, so I am excited today. It's done. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. So I'm serving Grandpa. I ran out of yarn, so there is a small stripe here, but I will go ahead and I'm going to detach this sleeve and just change the color here so it does look like that was intentional. I just want to talk about what I wanted to get done versus what is done. So I wanted there to be the half double crochet ribbing all alongside here, but I feel like it gives it a more, I don't know if rustic is the word, but I really like the vibe of it without it. So my original intentions weren't sought out. One, because I didn't have enough yarn, and two, because I didn't fully design it properly. But I do really like the outcome. It's really baggy, really comfortable. I also wanted pockets. Like, I wish I could just drop my arms in here, but for pockets I would like it to drop a little bit lower, like somewhere in the middle of my thigh. But other than that, like, I'm really liking it. I think I'm definitely wearing this. Like, I'm wearing this after, you know, I weave in these ends. Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar. If you guys like this video, give me a like. If you didn't, let me know why down below. So tell me what type of learner you are, and if what I did today kind of satisfies like what you need, like in a tutorial. And if it didn't, just like let me know like what would help, like what should I change. But that's all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.